you ever felt, I don't know, trapped by a financial system that just wasn't built for you?
Yeah.
So many of us are told, if you're living on disability benefits, your financial story is already written, done deal. But what if that narrative is, well, fundamentally flawed? What if there's actually a powerful way to take back control your power and start building real wealth? Even while navigating something like Canada's Ontario Disability Support Program, ODSP.
Yeah, for far too long, the default story around disability and money has been one of scarcity, right?
Keep going.
Limitation,
Hmm.
just get by.
Hmm.
So this deep dive, our mission really, is to squarely challenge that traditional narrative,
Yeah.
especially for Canadians on ODSP.
Exactly. That's our goal today. We want to show you that financial empowerment, building wealth, it's not just some distant dream. It can be a truly achievable reality. We've pulled together a whole stack of sources for this deep dive, including some really fascinating insights from a real trailblazer, someone who's successfully built a significant investment portfolio while actually being on ODSP. So our mission today is simple. Cut through the noise, uncover those, well, game-changing strategies, and give you the knowledge to understand what's genuinely possible for your financial freedom.
It really is about shifting your focus, isn't it? From just, managing benefits to actively building a future where you can truly thrive on your own terms.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our sources reveal a pretty sobering truth right off the bat. 1 in 6 people with disabilities live in poverty, and their poverty rates are twice as high as those without disabilities. It's a challenging reality for sure.
It really is. But our featured individual, Patrick from Disabled Investor, he reached this pivotal moment. He describes it as his sick and tired moment, where he just refused to accept that narrative as his destiny.
Right, and what was it that really pushed him? What motivated him to start investing, start creating his platform?
Well, it wasn't just a fleeting thought, It was this really profound dissatisfaction with the status quo. And that became the powerful catalyst. It pushed him to start investing and eventually create his platform. What's really fascinating here, I think, is that it wasn't just about the dollars and cents. It was about a fundamental, almost rebellious, shift in mindset.
That deep personal conviction, yeah, that absolutely resonates. But, okay, for many listening, the idea of first steps. When you're on a modest income, it feels almost impossible, right? What was the biggest, maybe, mental shift or unexpected challenge Patrick faced in those very first actions? Putting money aside. And, when did he first really grasp the huge importance of tools like the Registered Disability Savings Plan, the RDSP, for actually growing protected funds, moving towards independence?
You're right. Those first steps can feel monumental. Patrick's key insight, I think, was recognizing that even on a modest ODSP income, the most impactful first step isn't just saving, it's immediately leveraging the RDSP's government matching grants.
Ah, the grants.
Exactly. These grants can literally, double your money from day one. It offers this unique path for protected growth, where the funds build up without impacting your ODSP benefits at all. He quickly saw it as sort of the cornerstone for long-term financial security and freedom.
That's incredibly insightful. That immediate leverage, yeah, that's a game changer for so many. It really highlights how crucial it is to understand all the tools, especially the ones designed specifically to help you. And speaking of understanding the system, let's talk about navigating the whole ODSP financial landscape. It's often misunderstood, isn't it?
It is. And it's absolutely crucial to grasp these details because, well, they dictate what's possible.
Absolutely. So the Ontario Disability Support Program, ODSP, it provides financial assistance. The amount you get varies, depends on things like family size, living situation, you know the drill. What's really important to know, though, is that since September 2022, ODSP rates have actually seen 4 annual increases tied to inflation, which adds up to about a 20% rise overall. So for a single person on ODSP as of July 1st, 2025, that means they receive $4,408 per month. That's broken down into basic needs and shelter allowance. Now, look, there's always room for improvement, but having ODSP tied to inflation, that's a significant move. It helps the program keep pace, at least somewhat, with the rising cost of living.
And understanding how you can actually earn income on ODSP without, jeopardizing your benefits, that's equally vital for really maximizing your financial potential.
Exactly, yes. This is a big one for so many listeners, I bet. The rules around earning income while you're on ODSP have seen some really significant positive changes. As of February 1st, 2023, if you're the disabled recipient, you can now earn up to $1,000 a month. And this is net income from employment or self-employment. And it won't affect your ODSP income support, your benefits, or even your eligibility.
This change is genuinely transformative. It really is. It's specifically designed to encourage work, right?
You ever felt trapped by a financial system that wasn't built for you? So many of us are told that living on disability benefits means our financial story is already written. But if that's not true, no, but what if that's not true? What if there's a way to take back your power and start building wealth? I hate when it says real wealth. It's real wealth. It's real wealth because you're putting real effort and there's real money involved and there's real investments and there's real savings. I really see it's real because you have to report it to the Ontario Disability Support Program. Me and ChatGPT have to have a discussion. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disabled Wealthy right here on the Minnie on Cam YouTube channel. I'm your host, Minnie St. Clair. And I'm so glad you're here today. For far too long, the story around disability and money has been a survival, scarcity, and limitations. But here we're rewriting the story where financial peace, independence, and a soft life are absolutely possible for entrepreneurs with disability. Now, for me in soft life, I know it came out of some movement of Black women being tired, but for the fact that I've been working from home since 2003 in an online business, I still get some people making comments that I don't have a real job. I don't really work hard. And y'all have no idea. When people say that, they have no idea what they're talking about. I just know that. So that's why for me, soft life is not, I don't hustle. I don't work 9 to 5. There's no commute. There's no, what do I have to look like at the Christmas party? I mean, there is a Christmas party, but it's not the same. Like, it's just like one of my companies doing their Christmas party, annual event party. It's in a tropical resort where it's a lot of fun and there's business. You still learn how to be professional in the business, but there's no annual review. The only annual review I get is reporting to Ontario Disability Support Program and filing my income taxes. But for the most part, I show up and I put in my best effort consistently for 22 years and counting, where the results, the having something to show for it. I'm having something to show for it. So that's what we're doing. So that's all the whole soft life thing goes in. It's soft life. It's against the hustle culture. It's against trying to fit into a status quo that was never built for me to begin with. Especially the fact that I work in adult entertainment. I work from home. I have a disability. I don't have any children. Everything about me and what I do is against every societal pressure, expectation that if I do what I want, you're mad at me. And if I follow along with society, y'all think I'm not disabled. So I'm just going to do what I want and live my best life. Today's live stream is going to connect 3 frameworks that completely change how I manage my business and personal life. Donald Miller's 5 bank accounts, a simple, powerful system for small business with the clarity and control. I have the book. The book's nearby. It's this book. And let me show you on screen what that looks like. More of me in the screen. Oh, right. See, there's so many things on my stuff I have to get ready for. So no, we're not on closing thoughts yet. We are in the introduction of breaking the status quo. So yeah, the book here I have with a wonderful flyer of Planet Fitness as my bookmark is Donna Miller's How to Grow Your Small Business, a 6-step plan to help your business take off like an airplane. And I really, really like it because he breaks down everything very simple for business that I don't have to think that hard at all. Where am I in this book? So I'm in page 126. I need to finish reading it, but I paused to read it because there's just so much stuff in here that I have to take action on when I read the book. So I did that. And I'm looking for the thing where he talks about the business looks like an airplane. Because I had it where, like, there's a business mission I set for myself as a webcam model, where I would like to be making 5,000 US dollars a month by December 31st, 2027. So not 2026, but definitely by the end of 2027, we want my business as a webcam model to be making 5,000 US dollars a month. That's revenue before expenses. Then I have to every month report to ODSP my expenses and then income, and then deal with a caseworker who doesn't understand 5.4 self-employment. So I can eventually be in a solid position. I say eventually, but I'm like actually in it. So financial position for me is actually becoming stable. I just have to maintain the stability in it. Where is the whole flight plan? Here we go. So the flight plan image for Donna Miller is leadership, marketing, cash flow, sales, products, overhead, and operations, which is pretty much what you need in a business. Then, where was it? The 5 bank accounts. We'll talk about them. It's near the end of the book where I need an account for operations, then taxes, business profit, investment holdings, owners, personal account. Well, the image in the book is different than the image online. That's where I'm like, this is different. But that's so basically I'm self-employed. Everything goes into the business account first. Then the business pays me, Minnie St. Clair, my real name, Camille, a salary out of the business. Then out of the personal account is what follows the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps. So the business is paying me a salary of gross income, and then the business has revenue, and then there's expenses. So me organizing everything in that way will be the same framework I follow when I'm no longer eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program. That's why there's multi-layered steps in the steps. And it wasn't something I could find in going to like a startup business coaching program, because any of the ones that are government funded, they don't want you to achieve big numbers. So for me, wanting 5,000 US dollars in my business, some businesses think that's too big. Make a goal smaller. No, that is what we're doing. That is I need to find a different coach or a different program to achieve that goal. So I should have said the disclaimer, which actually no, we're still in the intro. We're not there yet. We'll get to the disclaimer. But and then Ontario Disability Support Program Policy Directive 5.4 self-employment. I've had trouble with self-employment policy directive, Ontario Disability Support Program for a while. So I got on Ontario Disability Support Program in 2011. Then for 5 years, I'm trying to get my caseworker to tell me how to report my self-employment income. You know how many times they told me that they don't really report self-employment income because a lot of people don't want to do it. And I'm telling them I work self-employed. I know I have income to report. How to report my self-employment income? They would send me, because there's multiple paperworks, not even like 2. There's multiple paperworks inside of Ontario Disability Support Program. There is 5.3. Where is it? So in the section of income for ODSP, there's 5.3 deductions from employment and training income. That form, they used to send you that every single month when they were saying your statement and your drug card in Ontario Disability Support Program. So basically from 2011 to maybe like 2018, they were sending me this drug card, long piece of paper in it where we report your income. And it was super annoying because they didn't have another piece of paper in there say, hey, if you're self-employed, report your income like this or contact your caseworker at all. Now, okay, finally they're modernizing, they're catching up with all the methods you can make an income. The policy have changed over time. Now I can easily report my income, self-employment, small business, running my own show to ODSP on a regular basis. But that took years where I'm just the sick and tired that Dave Ramsey talk about. I'm sick and tired of my debt, and I'm sick and tired of the government policy directive Ontario Disability Support Program. So, we're still in the intro, right? As a person living with I live with bipolar disorder, relapse remitting multiple sclerosis, 2 chronic health conditions. I wrote comorbidities? I wrote it after. Okay. I learned that my best path to long-term wealth and independence is a small business, self-employed, not waiting for the system to fix itself. No, the system is not. And I say this. So Canada, the federal budget, Carney, he made the 2025 budget for the federal government, so that runs the whole country. He added in there $150 one-time payment for people that are eligible for the disability tax credit and the Canada disability benefit as a one-time payment to help offset the cost it costs to fill out the form disability tax credit to be eligible and access the Canada disability benefit. My doctor charges, actually, she charges $75 one time, and I think $175 for the year. It'll cover me. I'm okay. But there's some doctors that charge almost $400 to fill out the disability tax credit. And with 2 million people with a disability in Canada, and a high number of them are living below the poverty line, which is where I always have the intro say 1 in 6. Where's my 1 in 6? Don't tell me it took away my 1 in 6. Yeah, 1 in 6 people with a disability live in poverty, which is twice as much as people without a disability. And then we get supports that are below the poverty line, 50% or more below the poverty line to live with a disability in Canada. Yeah. Plus all the other challenges that come with it. I'm trying to focus on the show. That's what I'm trying to do. So, personal limit. Oh yeah. Not waiting for the system to fix itself. So I had to build my own framework. This is why we have Donald Miller's small business flight plan. It keeps my business operations organized. Then Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. It keeps my household on solid ground. Then I also added in the Money Guy show. They have 9-step financial order of operations. The reason I kept the 9-step financial order of operations from Money Guys is Brian and Preston. They have a Financial Mutants 9 steps. I add some of them in there because they actually will. It's not on my screen. Oh, I have so many things on my screen. I closed. So basically, what it was with the Donald Miller's, not Donald Miller, Money Guy. There's 3 of them in my head. So Money Guy, 9-step financial order operations. They want you to make sure you get your match from your employer in your retirement investments. Yay. And the reason I'm really happy about that, I get a match from the government for contributing to my registered disability savings plan. And it's not, if you go to the registered disability savings plan and you look for the matching grants and bonds, it goes based on the $3,500 annual and the $1,000 annual disability savings bonds and grants. But when you have your registered disability savings plan, the government sends you your specific letter based on your income taxes and the date you're eligible for your disability tax credit based on how your doctor filled out the form going back 10 years. And there's a catch-up contribution number that if you deposit exactly what it says on the paper, then by January, February, if you make sure all the money is in the year before, December 31st, then the government matches the contributions for what you did this year and what you did in previous years. So for me this year, it's deposit $1,950. So far I deposit $400. Then I'm hoping the end of the month I've deposited $1,000 in there, maybe more, depending how work goes out well. Before December 31st, so the government will deposit $4,400 of my disability savings bonds and grants for this year and the previous year from 2008 to 2025. Then in 2025, I have to get all the forms ready together, have my doctor fill out again my disability tax credit, send it again to the Canada Revenue Agency, and again them have review my disability so that they can continue on having me eligible for the disability tax credit. And then once I'm eligible for the disability tax credit, I can continue contributing to my registered disability savings plan. Then I can determine based on the previous year's income tax return if I'm eligible for the Canada Disability Benefit. And the reason is I need to keep my registered disability savings plan active because from the age until I turn 49, I'm trying to get all of the disability grants and bonds I'm legally entitled and eligible for because of my disability. That's just me. That's just what I have to do. That is what I have to organize. That's what I have to worry about. That's what I have to get my family on board. Very, very happy this week. My mom called me and she said, she asked about my registered disability savings plan. She said she'll help and send money towards it. I'm very happy about it because that makes the end of the year planning a whole lot easier for me. So this episode is personal lived experience and with practical strategies I use every single day. I will share how I use the frameworks together, build both structure, stability while living with episodic disabilities. I have comorbidities, which is simultaneously, I have time is simultaneously present. There is 2 or more health conditions that I have to simultaneously manage and keep myself healthy as possible. We'll talk about managing cash flow, setting up the right accounts, separating personal from business. It should be business from personal because business is where my income comes from. It doesn't come from personal, which is being an employee. That's the best way I am able to describe it in my head. I look at personal income if you're an employee working for an employer who pays you. And then if you are making all your money yourself, where you collect the money, receive the money, then pay taxes, you're 100% running the entire show because you're the company and the employee and payroll and human resources all in one. Personal finance, business finance, using ODSP's legal government policy strategically instead of letting them limit your potential. Yeah. And I'm pretty much one of the only persons on the internet doing this or in real life doing this, where this is all I'm going to talk about. Me doing it, me showing you how I'm doing it. If you have questions about it, put them in chat, put them in the comments. I will do my best to answer the questions. But if you are on disability benefits and you're not able to work, good luck. And I mean that in the most nice, loving way nice, loving way possible. There we go. I almost said policy. I'm like, well, I'm going to say policy for it. That's not the word. Living with a disability is hard. And I know this because right now my Twitter feed is being flooded with policy changes happening in the UK, I believe, with their PIP and other their social assistance program and the false negative arguments that they have over there are the same ones we are using over here that make no sense. We have 1.3 billion people around the planet with a disability, and each of the richest countries of the world make policy for disability benefits the most complicated thing in the entire world. Canada, UK, United States, Australia, New Zealand, all of them make them complicated. I looked. I can only focus on Canada, and I'm only focusing being in Ontario and then eligible for some federal benefit programs. And then my goal is to follow the Dave Ramsey baby steps, the Donald Miller 5 bank accounts for my business, and throw in some of the financial order of operations in there to lift myself above the poverty line. It's a must do. It's not even, I can't wait around. And I've been on the journey since 2017. I've been documenting my budgets on my channel since 2018. We're now in 2025. I'm in a solid financial position to continue on. And I'm also in a really good financial position. Let's say I stopped. I don't know why I would, but let's say I stopped doing what I'm doing. My investments in my registered disability savings plan would continue to grow without any effort from me. It's a beautiful thing. And I also have my registered retirement savings account. I have my tax-free savings account. I have my first home savings account with money invested in the stock market. They are also growing at a smaller proportion to the registered disability savings plan, because the registered disability savings plan has majority of my assets invested in the stock market and mutual funds, S&P 60, S&P 500, global dynamic fund, global real estate fund. No, I'm not recommending anything. This is what's in my portfolio that I picked 5 years ago that are doing really well, that I'm very happy about, that I need to continue so that I make a whole video of I'm no longer eligible for ODSP, or my assets are too big and ODSP says I have an overpayment. Whatever the outcome is, I'm ready for it. So, great. I changed up my whole intro because the audio in the beginning and all those things. Let's see, where are we? Cash flow. Before we dive in, if you're finding value in these conversations and want to support the work we do here at Disable Wealthy, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you know when I'm going live next or when I've uploaded a video. I would like to stick to my content creating schedule for 2026 because it's supposed to be 4 days a week. I work on content for the channel. That means recording, editing, more how to do this, what does it say in the policy directive, how to talk to my caseworker. And honestly, part of the journey, and once you're able to make your own money, you talk to your caseworker less. You do. You really do. It's because in the last couple of months, I talked to my caseworker because I reported my income. There was an honorarium I got. Whatever reason they added as income when it's an honorarium, I don't know why. Then there's my business income. Then there's the benefits for my eyeglasses. Like there's 2 lenses. I have one for distance, one for reading at the computer and stuff like that. I have to save up now $700 something for another pair of glasses not covered by ODSP. Then I just had Ontario Health at Home do home visits, weekly blood pressure checks, looking at an occupational therapist, dietitian for the high blood pressure, hypertension, social worker. The social worker like, you're too resourceful. I can't help you. I'm not waiting around for Prince Charming to come help me. I'm sorry. Do you not know who I am? Then there's a program. There's a nurse programmer, which is great. And the reason why it's great is me having relapsed remitting multiple sclerosis. Right now, I have muscle spasms that actually disable the functioning of my arms, both of them. More on the left, less in the right. I'm very happy about that because I'm right-handed. The left hand tries. But there's sometimes I grab something with my left hand and I'm struggling very hard to get a grip, to get coordination, to get how do I move it? How do I pick it up? Where do I grab? It's like my left hand doesn't even know it's a hand. Which it bothers me, but it's also good. It'd be helping to support the disability tax credit because I have limited function in my left hand. It can do certain things. But when I'm chopping vegetables, because my left hand doesn't like curl so I can protect my fingers when I'm chopping, I'm not able to do it. I have to find assisted devices to help me chop my vegetables, like any of the food processors, any of that thing you put the vegetable in and you slam down so it makes nice little squares out of it. I had to rearrange everything for me to do cooking. And then the PSW services in Ontario government, they no longer do meal prep and cleaning. Or they can do meal prep, but they won't clean. It's some weird thing the government changed in the program job description for them. So, but if I need somebody to come in and help me with the meal prepping, I have to hire a private agency and hire a private PSW who would literally come in and do their job properly because of last year or the year before. Yeah, 2024, when I had my colonoscopy and I needed to be accompanied by someone after the procedure. I hired a PSW. It was $60 for 3 hours. And then because the time, it didn't take as long. It didn't take the whole 3 hours, but she's still here for 3 hours. So I had to give her something to do. So she washed my dishes while I ordered burgers, which was fine because I didn't have to worry about a whole lot. My brain had more let's not, you're safe. So now this whole financial independence journey and building up my investment accounts and building up my savings and making sure my online business is growing where it's profitable, that's the 100% the focus. To the point where now, Disability Without Poverty, they open registration for the symposium December 3rd. My presentation topic is in there. Start to finish, what I do, how I do it since 2017 is in that presentation. There's going to be a panel discussion of me and other people with entrepreneurship and disabilities talking. And I'm probably going to be the most valuable presentator out of the panel discussion. I'm just saying it because I'm hoping somebody else's results are similar to mine because that would help a lot. But if they're not, and I carry the whole discussion, I'm very happy about it. Just say it. Okay, so you can also support my work by scanning the QR code, which is on the right of your screen. It'll take you to my Ko-Fi link. I updated the ODSP income deduction calculator estimator for 2025. Finally, there's a video explaining it. There is a full functioning spreadsheet over there. It is what I use every day, every month to figure out how much income did I make, whether I report to ODSP, will I get an overpayment or not, and I move on. So, great. That was the introduction. I need to add in a disclaimer. Not that. Image. Is this one? Because there's more than one disclaimer. Oh, that's the one we're not employees. Okay, let's do this. Wait, wrong slide. Give me a minute. Move that, go back here. We're gonna add image, disclaimer. Okay. So, oh, that's cute. Which I don't need that. Okay. I'm openly sharing my financial journey and the insights I've gained while pursuing self-employment on the Ontario Disability Support Program. This isn't just theory. It's born from decades of dedicated research, extensive personal trial and error, and years of intentionally building faith, confidence, self-esteem. Part of this accelerated growth has involved a conscious choice to invest financially in specialized knowledge, guidance from private companies and individuals, understanding that this would significantly speed up my entrepreneurial learning curve. I aim to show that financial independence and financial resilience are achievable while living well with episodic disabilities. It's vital to remember that my path is unique to me. I work closely with the appropriate professionals and remain fully compliant with ODSP policy directives while taking massive action towards my goals, including planning how effectively to utilize the Canada Disability Benefit. While my experiences illustrate what's possible, they are not a substitute for personal advice. Your journey will be unique to you. It's essential to consult with qualified professionals to create a strategic, tailored plan to your individual circumstances. Okay. Introduction, status quo. Okay. See, there's so much. I need to figure out how to plan the episode, like titles and things. Wait, where is it? Beforehand instead of doing them on the fly, because we have a lot to cover. We do. And I know I don't even know what time I started, but it does say 46 minutes. So we will try to get over the content as fast as we can. So transition from introduction to ODSP policy framework. So I said the frameworks I follow. Dave Ramsey baby steps, Don Miller's bank accounts. Most disabled entrepreneurs in Ontario have to start. See, stop saying ODS or. It's just Ontario Disability Support Program. Yes, people in Ontario who know about Ontario Disability Support Program call it ODSP. Some people call it ODSB, but it's Ontario Disability Support Program. And I've been on it since 2011. It came in at the right time in 2011 because it saved me from being homeless in 2011. But now, as I get older, I'm realizing it's a giant financial trap. And before I got on ODSP, I was already self-employed. I was already working from home, making money online, being self-employed. And then it was like, okay, so I had bipolar disorder. I had a psychotic break. I'm in treatment. My psychiatrist or social worker at the time was like, you should apply for ODSP. They told me it would be good for me. That's what they told me. Depends how you look at it. I live in a rent control apartment where February 1st, rent is going to be $1,014 and I think 93. Oh, here's the paper. Give me a minute. Rent is going to be, $1,014.93 in February. ODSP gives me $1,779 and takes back $81.15 for an overpayment. But at minimum, it is able to pay the rent right now, $994.06. Living in my rent control apartment that I need to give it more love and care and attention by painting the walls and replacing furniture in the living room and then replacing a home makeover of the bedroom and the living room so it looks like an IKEA showroom floor. Just keep it simple. Okay, so self-employed receiving Ontario Disability Program isn't just paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's not just paperwork. It's a legal system that already predefined my rights, responsibilities, and obligations. Understanding it is how I protect myself. You protect yourself if you're watching this and you're on Ontario Disability Program yourself. Stay compliant, take control of your financial life. So we're going to break down policy section 4, which is assets, policy section 5, which is income, policy section 6, which calculation of income support, policy section 9 is benefits, policy section 11 is recovery of funds. This is where you could have an overpayment they pay back Ontario Disability Support Program. Planning for this, I didn't realize it's just 5 sections of the policy I have to remember. Everything else is okay, great. And then there'd be sections there for spouses if I was going to get married, but I'm not even dating anybody. So for a single person, no children, not married, self-employed, on a mission to be off of Ontario Disability Support Program and have my own finances and take control of my financial life and travel without reporting it to ODSP because I want to travel. It's 5 sections of the policy I have to remember: assets, income, calculation of my income support, what benefits I'm eligible for, recovery of funds, living with multiple sclerosis, where right now I'm switching from teriflutamide to Mavenclad, and that is still going to be covered by the Ontario government because of I'm already on Ontario Disability Support Program and I don't have another insurance to supplement the Ontario government. And I looked into it. So if I'm no longer on Ontario Disability Support Program and I still get the supplemental insurance, because it'll cover the massage therapist, the acupuncture, occupational therapist, medical equipment. It'll supplement other things depending on the policy I choose from which company I choose that has a plan for guaranteed acceptance. It'll still make life a little easier with more control. And then anything else that's still missing is covered out of pocket cost. For the most part, I'm relatively healthy, even though I have relapse and remitting multiple sclerosis where lesions in my brain, neck, and my spine can pop up in any location of my body. It's not fun. It's pretty stressful. And then bipolar disorder is in there too, but it's been pretty quiet and managed with the antipsychotic medication and in therapy and different programs, where the most of my worry and management of my disability is multiple sclerosis. And the ADHD part of my diagnosis, I don't really worry about my ADHD. I don't. They may diagnose me with it, but I'm not seeking treatment for it. It's not debilitating for me. That part of me is just the parts that are debilitating, multiple sclerosis. The parts that sometimes could be bipolar disorder, the depression. But for the most part, I'm mostly okay. Praise God. Let's be real. The goal isn't to stay safe under Ontario Disability Support Program limits. The limitations of ODSP is what stresses me out. If you're wondering, like why would I want to do all this stuff? Because the limitations of ODSP stress me out. Like every single month I have to contact a caseworker and tell them, did I get married? Did I move? Did I leave the province? Did I travel for more than 30 days? Did I go back to school? Every life event is controlled by Ontario Disability Support Program in that there's a financial limitation, or you and your spouse have to get reviewed to determine if I'm still eligible for ODSP. Like before I meet a guy and then we get serious, I have to somehow throw in this conversation with you, like, hey, I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program and they need to review your assets and income every single month for the rest of our relationship because I'm disabled on Ontario Disability Support Program. I don't like it. I really, and then people like, oh, you could date a guy who's okay with it. No, you can't. I've dated enough of them. They don't want that. They don't want that. Why? Like, why would I do it? I wouldn't do it. If I met somebody who was on Ontario Disability Support and I wasn't on Ontario Disability, I'm not going to go through that. No. In February, I do a Valentine's Day episode. Maybe I'll figure out how to make that the whole topic discussion about spouses and dating Ontario Disability. People have the weirdest idea. Like, no, 10 years I was with somebody. 10 years of me trying to just come into my office, the disability office, and bring all your paperwork and assets and everything because we're together. It's the fastest way to get the relationship to end. So I can't listen to nobody who's going to try to tell me that, oh, maybe I'll to date somebody who's okay with me being on Ontario Disability Support Program. If I'm not okay with it, why would they be okay with it? And then they have to convince me to stay on it. I don't want to be on it. I'm on it. And the thing is, I don't want to be on it, but I'm legally on it because I'm already on it based on my application in 2011. The application that you started that got approved doesn't go away. You have to prove you're no longer eligible if you don't want to be on it, or you stay on it and then you keep yourself quiet. There's only two things that happens with it. You're already on it. Great. Follow all the rules of being on it, which I should show you the rights and responsibilities paper thingy. Rights and responsibilities. ODSP. Wait, the PDF. Where was the PDF? Because they have a PDF, then they have a document on their website, which probably. All right, here's the PDF. Okay. Okay. Share my screen. I'm working with which tab? Is it this? Okay, it's this. Okay. You don't need me in the corner. And we don't need that on the screen. Okay. So this comes with your welcome package for Ontario Disability Support Program. You may have forgotten it. You may have thrown it away. It's in the welcome package. I still have mine because I just put everything into a folder and then into a filing box, and it's still there. But luckily, most of things of Ontario Disability Support Program are online. Even most of the forms, they're online. And you could ask your caseworker for a copy of this, but it really depends on the caseworker and how friendly they are or how helpful they are. Because pretty much every caseworker is either overworked. I don't think they're underpaid because what they make in a week is what we receive for ODSP in a month. Yeah. Okay, so rights. To be treated with respect to all staff, clients, and visitors deserve a safe, respectful environment. You have a right not to subject to behavior that intimidates, isolates, or discriminates, including racial, gender, and homophobic slurs, threats of physical force, or acts of harassment or violation. So, if a caseworker breaks any of the rules that they're supposed to follow, you're supposed to make a complaint with the Ombudsman of Ontario and the Human Rights Commission Department and then escalate it to their manager, but sometimes the manager sides with the caseworker. So you're better off to take it up the ladder as far as you can go, maybe even contact legal aid to protect yourself. Most of my caseworkers have been good. I haven't really had any caseworkers that are not respectful to me, but I do know other people with their caseworkers. They have a super challenging time of working with them. To be accommodated, ODSP staff will accommodate special needs you may have because of your disability. You do not need to tell ODSP staff what your disability is. You only need to tell them what you need to help access ODSP. Some examples are have documents printed in larger font, meeting somewhere where you feel safe, receiving documents electronically. So here how it says to be accommodated for disability benefits for ODSP. A caseworker may say no, but you have to remind them they legally have to. So you have to always remind your caseworker that they're pushing a boundary that they're legally not supposed to step over. And it really maybe you may bring someone with you to meet with your ODSP staff, or when visiting your office, this person can be anyone you choose. I've seen this happen. I've been in the office. I've seen people bring a person with them so they can have a chance of calmly talking to the ODSP office or their caseworker. If you need it, use it, pretty much. Decision in writing, we'll write to you to any of your final decisions we make and our reasons for making them. Yes, they're supposed to. The reason This is very important. You need it in writing before you bring it to legal aid to fight against it. Like if ODSP says something as a decision that they're going to make, they have to make it in writing. It has to be in writing. It has to be on your file. It has to be copies of it. You need to know what it is. So when you put all the information together in tribunal or legal aid or escalating up to the managers or Umbrasum of Ontario, you need to know what's in writing. So this also, when you communicate to your caseworker, it's a good idea to have another copy of what you send them in My Benefits. So that way you are always on top of, I said this to you on this date regarding this issue. This is literally what I'm doing now. I have a whole folder on my computer of digital documents sent to ODSP by the year to keep myself organized. Chance to have a decision reviewed. If you disagree with the decision we make, you may written request within 30 days to have the decision reviewed by your local office. The internal review must be completed by the local office within 30 days. You will be told of the results in writing. If you disagree with the review, you may be able to appeal the decision to Social Benefits Tribunal within 30 days of the date of the internal review decision. You cannot file an appeal with the Social Benefits Tribunal unless you have first asked for internal review. ODSP staff can give you information about the appeal process. Luckily, what ODSP says is not 100% final, and they make mistakes. And I say this because of people contacting me trying to talk to their caseworker about everything that's happening. Once I get out of the panic, once you're no longer panicking, you write down everything that's happened in the order that happened, and then their responses to what happened. It makes it a whole lot easier to bring everything to legal aid so they can build everything together to go back to ODSP so they can either correct their mistake or let you know why they verified their decision of what needed to be done. Now, rapid reinstatement. If you leave ODSP, you can come back quickly. In most cases, you will only need to qualify financially to start receiving ODSP income support again. You will not need to complete any medical forms first. Your medical review date has passed. You will get a medical review date. I've had mine. My medical review was in 2017. I'm trying to remember when it was. So 2017. At the time, yes, I panicked. But when you really, really think about it, your disability doesn't change that much where you're healthy again, because healthy based on non-disabled person is gone. You're just managing where you are right now. That's just what's happening. You're managing where you are right now. Then My Benefits account. So remember I said any messages I post in My Benefits to my caseworker, I keep a copy of it. You can also, when you're in there, you can print off that page. And if you don't have a printer, when you're in Google Chrome and you click print, there's a save as PDF document option. I love it. It's awesome. Keeps everything organized for me. Then when I have access to a computer with a printer, I can print if I need to, like giving it to legal aid or something like that. Or fax it to legal aid online with a service that does faxing online. You have to you pretty much have to stay on top of this. Pretty much 2 years, it feels like, with ODSP. Like taxes, you have to keep it for 7 years. But ODSP, I think it's shorter because of the way that the caseworkers turn over very fast. Sometimes you're right, they won't respond back to you. Certain issues I brought up to my caseworker, trying to track it down, and then either they change a caseworker on me, or I'm right about what's happening in my file, and they don't tell me that I'm right, and the issue is closed. So this is why I have a folder for every year, and there's some issues that I brought up in a past year on my file at ODSP, and they disappear. But you still have to keep records. You still have to keep everything organized. Like, Either you do it yourself or you have someone who's organized that helps you organize everything. I will charge a fee if you're asking me to do it because I'm at that level now. I need to reserve my spoons for myself and only really close friends that I want to help. Like if I met you on the street and you're on ODSP and you wanted help with it, it'd probably be a one-time thing. But if you need ongoing support, I'm going to charge my regular fee, just what it is. And I may do a Patreon tier level pricing of services that I may help with. I may not. I don't know. I'll figure it out because I do know I'm getting more people asking me questions. That shows you the gaps in the system where I'm going to have to figure out how to handle the overflow of requesting things from ODSP because ODSP is just really just not a fully functioning working system. Like it needs an upgraded operating system badly. Benefits under ODSP. In addition, you may to your monthly income support, you may qualify for other benefits. So, and this is big. Other benefits, it's huge because other benefits is not inside of Ontario Disability Support Program. It's also the third-party government bodies that they work with. There's a lot. Okay, dental coverage, vision, hearing aids, medical special special necessities, special diet allowance, pregnancy, breastfeeding, nutritional allowance, mobility devices, battery repairs, assistive devices, guide dog, discretionary benefit for low-cost energy conservation, employment startup benefits were available, participation benefits were available, work-related benefit, upfront childcare benefit, extended health benefit, transitional health benefit, employment transition benefit, employment supports, transition child benefit, discretionary benefits, and then there's more because there's some benefits that you would get a caseworker to send to a third party that goes to the city of Toronto or exceptional access program or some other program like my doctor is getting hepatitis B vaccine covered in a different part of the government. There's more than what we think there is. This is where our tax money is going. It's bigger than what it is. And it's based on what you need, based on what you actually need, and then what's available in what you need and how it's needed. So, like how when August I couldn't move my hands, I lost muscle spasms and function in my hands. I couldn't get a PSW to come in and help me meal prep and grocery shop, where I had to figure out how to make more money to order groceries online and then get muscle relaxant med prescriptions to cover the muscle spasms. I had to pretty much do it by myself. That's what it was. Where now I'm past that obstacle where I'm like, okay, if I am responsible for all of it, I need a plan. We're not sharing the screen anymore. We're good on that one. Yeah, I need a plan. That's pretty much what it is. It's because, yes, there's people out there that'll help me, but I've learned I get more help when I pay for the help versus waiting for the government program to kick in and help. So this is the whole point of me making this video of like, okay, how do I do all these things? This. First is the budget. Then it's make more income. I chose self-employment. I chose a digital online business and I'm in a lucky position, graced by God, where my business personal expenses are really low. Like I have small overhead for my business. I have low personal expenses for living in my current location. I'm maximizing everything I have. Okay, report your income, accommodations. I'll probably just make a separate video just on that. I could talk about a lot in the live streams, but I think if I make a separate video of this, it would be very helpful because I try to jam pack everything in these videos. I'm trying to think what's next. Rights and responsibilities. I'll put that link to it in chat. So that way people have it if you're on the live stream. And then I'll make a separate video about rights and responsibilities in the Ontario Disability Program in the future. Okay, Dave Ramsey baby steps. We'll go into that. Now, actually, I should also have ODSP policy directives. Because remember I said there's assets, income, self-employment. Like there's a certain, I need to organize exactly what I focus on in the policies of ODSP to make all of this make sense where I'm not worried about it. I'm not because, and I don't let a caseworker get me riled up to be worried about it either. The annoying part about it is people not on Ontario Disability Support Program who never read a policy directive in their entire life and never had to go through it, they are irritating. But it's also not my problem that they're irritating. They're choosing to be ignorant about something that's actually right here in front of them. They only worry about it when they have to apply. So like my friend, she had a car accident, seizures, all these things, medical conditions that she's going through the court case and lawyers and all of that. In the middle of that, she had to apply for ODSP, and then she's calling me. And when she was working and having her best life in her job and all that stuff, working her full-time job and multiple jobs where she made a lot of income, yes, she did some really good things in that season of life. But when she got on disability benefits, everything crumbled down to a halt. I saw it happen before my eyes, but I told her it was coming. Or I told her it could happen. Either I told her it was coming or I told her this is possible of happening because of you thinking that everything is fine. If you don't have all your ducks in a row and your fortress of solitude, the moat, you know how like castles used to have this giant drawbridge to get into the castle, and then around it was this giant water filled with crocodiles and stuff. If you don't have that protected, you're SOL. And I like, and I mean the most, and then accessing disability benefits is the obstacle course. It is Jumanji. I'm dead. It is. It is a complete game of Jumanji where you have to strategically plan out how will you access disability benefits when you're disabled at the most traumatic time of your life, assuming you're not born with your disability, where you just live with your disability. If you become disabled later in life, and then if you become disabled in your 20s to your 40s, your best working years of your life, there's also 50s and 60s, but like for the most part, 20s to 50, and you're making a lot of money and then become disabled and you have to reinvent yourself and figure out your new identity and figure out your new normal and figure out what's good and not good anymore, and then set new boundaries and reserve your energy, all that planning that you do in that category of 20 to 50, it is hard. And yeah, there's some people that do it in their 60s and they fall apart. But when you're 60 and older, they kind of lump disability with aging. But when you're 50, 40, 30, and 20, they act like disability is a tragedy. I notice this, and I'm loud. Give me a minute. Yeah, that is, because like I have multiple sclerosis, my hands are numb. I'll be in the doctor's office, and if I rub my hands together, it's only me trying to figure out where in my hands are not numb. Right now, it's just my fingertips, which is great. I can manage a little bit. But the more my hand that gets numb, I have an indicator my whole arm is going to be numb. As the whole arm becomes numb, I go into a muscle spasm that luckily is lasting shorter. And luckily, it's not as frequent in my day. It's now twice a day, maybe 3, depending what I'm doing. And now I'm trying not to trigger the muscle spasm by not overexerting myself with activities that I don't need to try to do everything all by myself. Yeah. And then disability benefits. There's not a whole lot the government's going to help me with because of how, like, I'm disabled, but I'm not disabled enough. This is what I learned with the Ontario Health at Home program and different parts of ODSP and different parts of how the system is set up. I'm disabled. Yes, disabled enough to get approved for Ontario Disability Program, disabled enough to get approved for the disability tax credit, but I'm still not disabled enough. Like, I'm moderately mild disabled according to their definitions. And I don't know who makes up these definitions. They're very exhausting. So great. They see me as mild and moderate disabled. That means I'm not going to get all the help. The cavalry is not going to come for everything. I'm on my own. This is where Dave Ramsey Baby Steps comes in. I'm circle back to it. Yay. I'm supposed to put something on the screen. Yeah, this one. Dave Ramsey Baby Steps. And maybe I can finish this in about a half hour. So it's a 2-hour thing. Caption. Edit. Okay, so Dave Ramsey Baby Steps. I found this 2017. I reached my sick and tired and being sick and tired. And I needed a way of securing my financial future. So Dave Ramsey Baby Steps comes in where I've a completed baby step 1, save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. I'm now on baby step 2, where it's pay off all debt except the house using the debt snowball method. But because I have a disability overpayment of $1,710, I'm working towards paying that first or in the middle of the debt snowball, only because it's second on the debt snowball. But it's because of the $81.15 that comes off of my disability check. $81.15 is $937, I think, a year. Yeah, $973.80. That's almost $1,000 a year that I don't have in my personal income, personal budget that I could work with in my personal budget to help me with things in the budget that are more important than paying off my overpayment over the course of 21 months, which was when 21 months. Where's that calculator? So yeah, what did it do? Oh, I pressed stop sharing. I'm like, what? Hold on. Okay, we're sharing again. So my income calculator spreadsheet, I believe you get this version of the spreadsheet because I spent a lot of time updating it so that it would function in a very easy to use way. I used to have a lot of information on it. I cut back a lot of it. And then when you get it, it starts off with my current disability overpayment, $1,710.11. ODSP takes $81.15. It'll be paid off in 21 months. My goal is to add $300 for the next 4 months. So $300 a month for 4 months would pay off my ODSP overpayment. I'm wondering if I add 500. Okay, I'll try to do 5. Because if I have my disability savings plan, I have to put $1,500 in there. And then my disability overpayment, it's going to be $1,600 roughly, I think. Hold on. Now I need to really do some math. $81.15 end of the month, and then $81.15 in December, $1,500. Oh, what would that be? Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so end of November, they're going to take $81.15. Then my disability overpayment is going to be $1,628.96. Then in December, we get our disability payment earlier, around like December 19th. They're going to take another $81.15. By December 19th, my disability overpayment will be $1,547.81. If I add on, I need a ting there repayment calculator business. Because it doesn't charge interest. There's no interest on it. It's just that $81 out of my disability check could go anywhere else in my budget. In fact, I was going to use it to build up my something savings account for something. Okay, so $1,547.81. If I pay that off in 3 months, that means based on this Credit Karma debt calculator, interest rate is 0. 516. So 516. $500. No. 500. Yeah. I could do that. I could. So whatever this is, divided by 500. Oh, 500. Okay, so then that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'll try to get this paid off in 3 months. I decided because it makes sense. Okay, so that is the overpayment in it for Baby Step 2. So I'm currently in Baby Step 2, but also my Baby Step 2. This is where I keep getting my match to my registered disability savings plan. And this is where the Money Guy financial order of operations comes in because of their plan makes more sense. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's Money Guy Fu financial order of operations. They have 9 steps. I only follow some of it that makes sense. So like deductibles covered. So my $1,000 is also the same amount for my deductible on my tenant insurance. And if I'm doing deductible covered, I have $1,000 covered for deductible, but then I need $1,000 for emergencies. I'll work on that. Then the employer match. I don't have an employer for a match, but I have the registered disability savings plan for a match. And free money from the government, which is not free because I pay taxes on it, withdrawals on my disability savings plan. But while it's growing in the account, securely in the account, compound interest growth and the stock market performance and long-term horizon from age 40 to 59. I have 15 almost. Wait, hold on. 40, 59 minus 40. 19 years. I have 19 years for that account to grow as big as humanly possible. Like what's in there right now, I think it's $119,000 in there, growing at roughly 7% interest over 19 years. Well, now I need to do some math on that. Oh, great. Compound interest calculator. We have 19,000 growing at 7% for 19 years. This is not including grants and bonds being added. Estimates of $448,208 in that account. It's pretty much $500,000. So at this rate, let me show you because this was pretty. Yeah, this is the estimate of my registered disability savings plan. I love that estimate. That estimate's nice. I can live above the poverty line with that. Like, yeah. Or I just got to make sure there's more money in there so that it really is above the poverty line. But I like that number. I know the number's for educational purposes, but for me who actually has $119,000 in my registered disability savings plan, where the next 19 years of me adding money to my registered disability savings plan is very critical for me. That is super motivating. And nobody can tell me anything about it because either one, you don't have it, two, you're broke and don't have it, or three, you're disabled and think you can't do it. So then you're looking for a reason to be miserable on top of my joy. Nah, it's not gonna happen. I used to be in a very dark place before this. So the fact that I have something to look forward to and I'm excited about it and I'm moving towards it and I'm doing everything and to protect it, that's what we're doing. That is the whole purpose of these videos. I don't know how else to tell you. Like, this is possible. These are the numbers. This is the magic that's happened. This is the magic sauce that happens when I take a nap. This is the magic sauce that happens when what happens if I add $500 a month in here for the next 19 years? Yeah, man, $685,000 and 33 wait, 685,334. If I add 500 a month to my $119,000 registered disability savings plan, not including all the nuanced details about the account, because there's a match from the government based on qualifying for disability savings bonds, there's disability savings grants, there's a lot of, the market could change, there's a lot of things that could happen in 19 years. I'm well aware. But for the most part, I'm okay. Like, solid. Like, okay. This is why we focus on the match step 2 of financial order of operations. Then high interest debt. High interest debt is my credit cards. Those things are madness. I have one that's 19.99 interest rate. I have one that's 21.99. I have one that's 26.99. Then I have one that's 28.99. I'm closing 2 of them. So I would only keep the one that's 9.99, and then I would keep the one that's 21.99. And I'm paying off and closing 2 of them, so I only have 2 credit cards. Then step 4, emergency reserves. So the $1,000 emergency fund, that has to go up to 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months for me while on disability benefits, it's $5,000 to $10,000, maybe $6,000 for 3 months, because $2,000 a month is definitely what I spend in a month to cover everything that needs to get covered. Then part of it was I would pay my rent a month or 2 or 3 in advance, so I don't have to worry about it. And then, so the Roth and SHA, we don't have a health savings account. We don't have a Roth. We have a tax-free savings account. We have a first home savings account, max out retirement. We have a retirement savings account, and then hyper accumulation. This is where I would invest in my taxable broker account and use that to build my charity foundation that I've been planning to make as I go through these baby steps to provide this information to be more accessible for people with disabilities who are working, for entrepreneurs, that they have a solid community to build around of, yes, I want to make $1 million, and no, you're not crazy for saying that. Prepaid expenses. This is me thinking about getting my guaranteed life insurance plan for guaranteed acceptance. One-time payout of $50,000 on my death. That'll cover funeral costs and all that. Then there's critical illness. So I found things that did no medical exam that were affordable, that will cover me in my future self. Because that way my future self is not getting mad at my younger self for not having stuff in place to keep everything protected. Then low interest debt. It's probably going to be a mortgage. I would like to buy a house. I looked at rent to own programs. I looked at the new co-ownership model for home ownership. There's new things out there that I could buy a house. Then, of course, there's family. Their arrangements may work out in my favor where I get some funds in the future. If that happens, I will assign them the right financial destination in my budget. Okay. Now, where are we? Right, Donna Miller's 5 bank accounts. I think we should go through that real quick because I'm self-employed. I'm not an employee. Every dollar I make from my online business is what gets this thing moving and grooving to its destination. Okay. So that is different from the book. Wait, is it? Hold on. What was it? I saw it in the book earlier. Here it is. Oh, I should really read that part more often. How to install the small business cash flow made simple playbook. Ooh, okay. It's got steps and everything. I gotta make a video on that. Huh. Ooh, this is pretty. See, you wouldn't learn this in an ODSP and self-employment support program. You wouldn't. Because also, the reason you wouldn't, ODSP policy says you're supposed to keep one bank account for business unless you can prove to your caseworker why you need more than one bank account for your business. I read it last time on the live stream. It irritated me. It totally did. Because I hate that ODSP tries to make up rules or make their own rules they expect you to follow while being on their benefits program. So where is it? One bank account, cash accounting. More than one. I found it. No. Okay, is there a word for more? Okay, they say more in here 9 times. Maybe I'll find it. Because of the presentation I did for Disability Without Poverty, Mastering the Fine Print. When I was doing my presentation and I was talking about the Donna Miller 5 bank accounts that I follow for my business, I double check the policy directives when I make content. Because it's a good reminder for you to look at the disability policy to see what's currently in the policy. Then hopefully you get a caseworker that understands, if they don't know it, to read the policy or ask somebody in their office what it is. Okay, here it is. More than one account. Okay. I don't know if you'll hear this. Let me see. If I press play. Disability Without Poverty, Mastering the Fine Print. All right, hold on. This. When I was doing my presentation. Okay, so that screen reader is not working. I will try the other one.
Where deemed necessary, staff may request that recipients report income and expenses monthly. Regardless of how a recipient chooses to report or have his or her net income calculated, verification and treatment of business income, assets, and expenses apply in the same manner. To facilitate verification, all business funds should be held in a single account or as few accounts as possible. If more than one account is held, the recipient must provide a business justification for each additional account. ODSP recipients must use the cash accounting method of income recording for ODSP income and expense reporting purposes. Under this method, income is recorded when it is actually received, and expenses are recorded when bills are paid. Hence, accounts receivable, post-dated checks, credit sales, IOUs, and promissory notes are not considered income in the month received until they are cashed, and accounts payable, bills, invoices, business supplies delivered before being paid for are not considered business expenses until paid.
Okay, I heard that one. That one worked. Now I know what screen reader I'll be using in the future. So it's good to know this one's working. So yeah, the cash accounting method. So like, it's what I did. So I got paid an honorarium from Realize Canada for doing a workshop. Then I sent to ODSP the contract I signed to Realize Canada that I agreed to participate in their workshop and receive an honorarium for $300. Then I added my webcam model contract for one of the websites I work. Then I uploaded one of the invoices paid into my benefits for reporting income in Ontario Disabilities Program for the month of October. And it got accepted by my caseworker. Annoyingly, the Realize Canada, that's an honorarium that should be an exempt income, is showing as employment income in my thing. I think it is. I could ask the caseworker about it, but because everything is under $1,000 for the month of October, I'm not worried about it yet. In a month that my business makes $1,000, and I'm also trying not to work in 2026 of honorariums because I'm finding the honorariums from charities and different workshops and that to be really draining. And I feel like I'm losing my intelligence. So my focus now for 2026 is everything about my business, growing my business, reporting my income, where we'll see if I exceed my timeline of more income and assets in 2026 while on Ontario Disability Support Program, while also following Dave Ramsey baby steps or working baby step 2 and then getting to baby step 3. There's a lot of choices I have to make in the next little while because we're in November. Then we have December. Then we have a whole of year of 2026 where things are going to be changing around here based on what am I doing? How am I doing it? What does it look like? How do I deal with the caseworkers giving me an overpayment? But it's pretty much, like I said, 5 major things. Because when I was planning the episode for this, it was pretty simplified. And but because why I'm shocked by it, for years I'm told it's impossible. For years I'm told, oh, nobody wants to do that. They just want to or the policies are too hard. Yes, the policies were difficult for a very long time. Now, Ontario Disability Program said February 1st, 2023, the recipient who's disabled receiving Ontario Disability Program is allowed to earn $1,000 and still remain on benefits. Great. That is what I'm working on. That is what I focus on every single month. If there's a month where I earn more money than what ODSP gives me, it's not that bad. There is extended health benefits. There is transitional health benefits. There is the Ontario Trillium Drug Program. There is making sure I have more money in my savings to cover my prescriptions. Luckily, I'm switching to Mavenclad, where it's only 2 years of that drug. That's true. Oh, right. I did make a good choice because if I chose Ocrevus, it's a 6-month infusion twice a year permanently. I'd rather be on that when I'm on Ontario Trillium Drug Program versus being in Ontario Disability Support Program. Oh. Huh. Same thing goes if I was taking the self-injection Kazemta. Yeah. Huh. Well, I made a good decision for me. I'm just reflect. August, I had a relapse. September, I did an MRI. They found new lesions in my neck, C2, C3, that affect muscle spasms in both of my arms, where I have less function in my left arm. I'm regaining function in my right arm. Yay, right arm. I still have muscle spasms in both arms, where my hand and everything makes a claw, where I fear my arm is going to snap and slap me in the face. It's pretty scary when it happens. But when it's stable, like right now, things are stable and I'm able to do the live stream and talk about things and focus on the subject matter. And then when I log off, I'll make some food. I think I'll buy bread. Yeah, I should buy bread. Yeah, I'll buy bread. Then there's stuff in there. I think I can probably make a burger. Oh yeah, if I buy the cheese. Oh yeah, okay. Now I know I'm gonna go to the store. I don't buy like 10 items from the store. Or $10 worth of items from the store. I haven't figured it out yet, but I have to go to the store when we're done here. Then the muscle relaxers I'm taking, they're working. Then December, I see my doctor. I'm going to ask her about the muscle relaxers I'm taking, if I can take it in prescription. That way I don't have to worry about the aspirin or Tylenol affecting my liver. And then we can figure out a new plan because it is working. Because luckily the doctors did figure out a solution. I just need to make sure that the neurologist agrees with the solution. And then Monday, I get ready for my Mavenclad. I make a video about Mavenclad and doing the switch from teriflutamide to Mavenclad. Yeah, I'm back to everything being good. Oh, this is fantastic. You haven't. I was crying before all of this stuff, and now that I'm not, and I'm happy, and I'm hopeful, and I'm peaceful, and excited, and okay, this makes sense. The decisions I made in the last couple of months is now making sense. I'm very happy about that. Like very, very happy. And then I'm still in baby step 2. I still have $1,000 for emergencies in my account. So yes, there's a 10-day hold on it, but I did that on purpose because if I had $1,000 liquid too frequently, I would use it. But I purposely moved my $1,000 to an account that has a 10-day hold where if I needed it today, I don't get access to it until 10 days from now. I would get it November 18 if I need it today. That gives me time to think differently in the budget that I planned for everything. And most of everything is not really an emergency. It's just poor planning. So now that I can see the plan, I can see, okay, if this happens, I need to have this in place and this in place. And yeah, I still need to be able to work. If I become too disabled where I cannot continue what I'm doing, things get very stressful very quickly. So this is very good that me choosing an online business is able to adapt around my disability so I can make proper decisions without being stressed. And then Disability Poverty Symposium, December 2nd, 3rd. Wait, okay. See, that same week I have a doctor's appointment, so it's confusing me of the dates. But I'm very happy about stuff. This is fantastic. Okay, now we can wrap up closing thoughts. I will talk more about the disability policy directives more in the new year, especially that I found a working screen reader that worked. Yay. I have to uninstall the other one because it doesn't work. Like it has more voices, but it doesn't work for when I need it right here. Like me talking and me reading, I jumble words, I mispronounce words. It's a whole thing. But if we have the screen reader, read the screen and highlight the words on the screen, we're reading it together. We're going through this together. Somebody has to. I volunteered as tribute. So, because this wasn't happening in charities. it just, they literally set me up to think I cannot do anything. This is why I feel like I'm losing intelligence in certain charities, because they act like, oh, it's so hard for everybody. Just, accept it. I'm like, no, there has to be a solution, because if we have rich billionaires and millionaires out there, and the average medium net worth income for Canadians, average medium net worth for single Canadians in their 40s. This is a very specific demographic we're talking about. $234,000, 400. The median net worth for single Canadians aged 35 to 44 is approximately $234,400. This figure comes from a 2019 Statistic Canada report, represents a specific snapshot of Canadian finances, as median net worth varies based on factors like location, income, personal finance decisions. I said earlier, I'm at 100 and, where was it? Where's my budget? 115,443 is mine. Single person in my 40s with a disability. Now, can I find people with disabilities? Single Canadians with disabilities in their 40s. Does that work? Oh, it says data not available. Okay, I have to make that then. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a research agency do it, because everything kind of says, let me show you why I'm like, I need to make this a research project. Okay, so I asked the internet, while specific data for medium net worth single Canadians with disabilities in their 40s is not available in the search results, existing data indicates that this group has significantly lower income and faces sustainable financial challenges compared to general population. We know this, but there's some of us with a high net worth. So I'm wondering, when our net worth is too high, do they forget about our disability? Or they just stop counting our disability when our net worth is too high. There's a lot of things I have to figure out in a research assignment. I have to hire a research company to do it. I think I really should, because this is ridiculous. General medium net worth in Canada. For context, the general medium net worth of all Canadians across various family types, 35 to 44, is 400,930. Ages 45 to 54, 675,800. Financial situations for Canadians with disabilities. Statistic Canada reports highlight a significant financial gap for persons with disabilities. Lower income in 2022. Median personal after-tax income of persons with disabilities was $32,870 compared to $39,490 for persons without disabilities. That's the low income cutoff. Okay. Higher low income rates in 2014. Person with disabilities aged 25 to 64 had a low income rate of 23% compared to 9% of those without disabilities. The rate was over 50% for persons with disabilities living alone, unattached individuals. Employment challenges, reasons. Persons with disabilities have lower employment rates, lower average earning, are more likely to work in part-time. Financial difficulty, nearly 45% of persons with disabilities reported difficulties in meeting their financial obligations. I'm a unicorn. So, I'm a unicorn. Combination of lower, higher expenses related to disability, reduced capacity for full-time work, means the median net worth for single Canadians in their 40s with disabilities is likely a small fraction of the general population. Many individuals in this group live in legislative state of poverty, with government assistance rates often falling below the low income measure. Now, I know it's there, but I'm not that statistic as much anymore. I'm trying to find the right words for it. I don't fit that report. So, and I would like to have my own foundation. So I need to figure out how I get more people like me to not fit that report. Because it's the only, like, my brain has it's the entrepreneurship thing in my head. I see a way to not be that statistic anymore, and I'm trying to figure out how do I replicate what I'm doing for other people. Yeah, because if I get richer, I'm just gonna get richer. If I go back to the compound interest calculator and I top in my current net worth right now with the debt, it's 115.43, 443, 115. And if we add $500 a month for 19 years, I hit 671,936 net worth, mine with my name on it, which means I go into the average net worth of people in that age bracket at that time. I may be the low average at that time, but it's definitely not the poverty line. Because if it's telling me the poverty line now, it's 39,400 and something. Yeah. Because remember, disability programs are telling me I'm not disabled enough. Able-bodied programs are telling me I'm too poor. And I'm doing it anyway. Oh, so this live stream is more about what I get out of it than what other people are getting out of it, really. Yeah, because I learned something. I see it. I have to log off and implement it so that next time I upload a video, we're good. I was thinking about that. If I come on every Saturday, do a live stream, it's going to be kind of boring. I'm paying off debt. I'm building my savings. I'm dealing with my disability overpayment. I think I should go back to monthly, and I upload videos in between. So if I record and upload a video, then I will respond to comments, and maybe the comments, if there's enough comments in the videos of the uploaded video of the in-between, then I make a live stream. So that way I answer people's questions directly, because for the most part, the baby steps journey and baby step 2 is the same until I'm debt free. And personal finance, like baby step 3 to 6 months of expenses and a fully funded emergency fund. I still add $100 a month to my emergency fund. It just makes sense for me to add $100 a month to the emergency fund while I pay off debt. It's also making sure I follow the rules from Gail Voss-Loxley, where she has, if you see Gail Voss-Loxley episode is Till Death Do Us Part, every house that she's working with, because sometimes there's single people, there's couples in there, the family she's working with, she's always recommending that they save for emergencies every single month while they pay off debt in 5 years or less, and save for retirement, a small amount while they're paying off debt. Then, of course, when the debt is gone, they have more money to add to savings, the cash flow in their budget, and saving for retirement, which is pretty much how I make the baby steps of Dave Ramsey more Canadian and more practical. Because $100 a month into my emergency fund while I pay off baby step 2 and retirement savings for me is my registered disability savings plan, where there's a match from the government if I do not use all of it by the December 31st, the year, I don't get it back. It's gone. And then I plan to go to college to maximize ODSP policy directive, post-secondary education. So yeah, it's all there. And my brain is getting more ideas of what my future self will look like, where I'm very excited about it because it's very exciting. It is. I'm on Ontario Disability Support Program. I live with a disability. I have relapse remitting multiple sclerosis. Most people think me having relapse remitting multiple sclerosis that my life is over. Not yet. I'm still here. I woke up today. I'm not in spasm all day long. Like, definitely. In the morning when I wake up, yes. In the afternoon, yes. Basically, every 6 to 8 hours, I could muscle spasm in my day. Yeah. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't end up in the emergency room because I don't want to wait 6 hours in the emergency room. Because if I'm 6 hours in the emergency room, they're probably going to give me steroids. I don't want the steroids. So I'm choosing to manage my muscle spasms in the most healthy, non-pharmaceutical way, well, non-aggressive pharmaceutical way. Because I still take, there's an aspirin, methylcarbamol that I'm taking that's helping. Plus, August, when I had new symptoms showing up for multiple sclerosis, I was really upset because I had a plan. Like, I knew in August I'd be finishing baby step 1, $1,000 in my emergency fund, starting baby step 2. And I wanted to work as much as possible to pay off my debt as fast as possible, knowing that I'd be paying off the disability overpayment first, keeping the match in the registered disability savings plan. That way, December, January, February, March, credit card debt gone, and only 2 credit cards where I'm paying off $6,500 instead of 11, 5,000, 6,000. Right, calculator. So 5,000 on one credit card, 6,000, 7,000. Right. That's 12. Then that's 15. Yeah, man, $17,000 total of debt. 1,700 is overpayment. I had it in the spreadsheet. I don't know why I'm trying to do math. It's here. Total debt, $17,189. 1,710 is the credit card. No, overpayment. Disability overpayment, 1,710. 1,710. First credit card, 1,513. Second credit card, 2,041. Third credit card, $5,065. Fourth credit card, $6,860. We want those paid off. When was it? 4 months? 6 months? Something like that? Yeah. Basically, by the time the next increase of Ontario Disability Support Program, I should be credit card debt free. Actually, completely debt free. Yeah, I think, Okay, I'll fit that in. When I make my December budget, I'll add my debt-free date in my budget so it's there. But yeah, that's just how things are working in my head. I'm going to ramble. I've covered a lot. This is a plan I'm working. I will make a video that's more organized than this now that it's here because I didn't see it all. Like, now that it's written of assets, income calculations for ODSP support, benefits, recovery of funds, the overpayment. I don't have a lot of things to worry about. It's 5 things. 5 things in the policy. That's it. For a single person, no children, not married, living alone on Ontario Disability Support Program who's determined to become financially stable and wealthy to exit off disability benefits. Because the policies have changed finally to be workable, that I can plan my future before I reach 65. So I will see you on the next one. Smooches. Bye.